Hey there friends, and welcome to LaughNapkin. My name is Frank, and today we're going to be looking at the subreddit r/Prorevenge. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I hope this is the right place for this. So I was getting out of the military, and there are two options that service members have for their move when they get out. Either you can rent a U-Haul / throw everything you own into your car / truck and drive home and get reimbursed for the gas. Or you can get a moving company that is contracted through the military to move your stuff for you. I was moving a small duplex from California to Colorado, so I opted to have the moving company move me. I had recently underwent major spine surgery, so I was in no shape to be moving anything myself, as I was still recovering. All of our things were loaded up, and I got my delivery dates. The delivery date came around, and no one showed up. I had taken the day off from my new civilian job, and was upset that I was missing out on work for them to not even contact me about not being able to make the delivery. This was just the beginning of the downward spiral that was to occur. I called the company and they assured me that they would deliver it a week later, and gave some BS excuse for not making it. I take off work yet again for them to not show up. I call again and learn that they aren't delivering my stuff because they have lost my paperwork and can't locate my shipment. They literally lost my stuff. Great. I spend the next 3 weeks trying to get to the bottom of where my things are. I've spent almost 2 months with an empty condo, and I'm getting impatient. But I also understand that if I lose my crap, it's just gonna make them not want to work with me, so I keep my cool. After 3 weeks of basically feeding me BS, they finally found my shipment. Finally! All of the BS is over, and I can get my things, or so I thought. They tell me that the following week, they'll make the delivery. I explained the situation to my job, and thankfully they were extremely understanding and let me off for a third time to be there when my things were arriving. The day before delivery, it rained all morning long. This will be pertinent later. The following day, I'm sitting around all day waiting for my shipment that is supposed to come midday. They don't arrive until 9 p.m. I could have worked a full day and have been home, which annoys me, but hey, at least I'm getting my stuff finally. They start opening the 2 large wooden crates with my stuff when they find that one of the crates has severe water damage. Severe. Remember the rain from the day before? Well, in the company's infinite wisdom, they were loading my things up the day before when it was raining, and supposedly they ran out of room on the truck just as they got to my stuff. Their solution? Don't bring the crate back into the dry warehouse, just leave it out in the rain. All morning long. Thankfully, most of our clothes and really important things were in the dry crate that had been left in the warehouse, and they weren't destroyed. There was, however, our couch that was completely destroyed by water damage. We ended up having them just take it back with them because we didn't want a nasty, smelly, wet couch in our condo. We make a list of the things that they destroyed with the movers, and they gave us instructions to submit a claim. Now, a little bit of backstory on the couch. We bought it used off Craigslist for $150, and originally we were trying to sell it before the move and weren't able to, so we just kept it. We did take pictures of the couch with the fold-out bed option shown that we had kept. They had to pay for the full value of the couch, and we eventually found out that brand new, this couch was $2,300 from Crate and Barrel. We were ecstatic because we felt like it was karma for the moving company screwing us over all this time. But it gets even better. The moving company gets our claim and insists that we picked the wrong model because our couch doesn't have a pull-out bed. At this point, they were just trying to avoid paying for the full price and trying to get us to take less money. Thankfully, I still had the pictures with the bed pulled out to prove that it was indeed the pull-out version. Finally, they just accepted that I was right, and we agreed on a settlement. A month later, the check came in, and wouldn't you know it, the check bounced. Not only was it frustrating, sending a bounced check of over $2,000 or something like that was technically a crime that I could have pressed charges for. At this point, all I cared about was getting my money and never having to deal with this company again, so I didn't want to get into a drawn-out legal battle. I called to inform that the check bounced, and they assured me that it'll be taken care of soon. A week goes by, and I hear nothing, So I call, and as soon as they find out it's me on the line, they say they're going to transfer me and then hang up. They do this every time I call for the next 2 weeks. I send them a written notice requesting payment within 10 days of receiving the notice, and still nothing. I'm several months in from all the BS this company has put me through, and I'm fed up at this point, so I try an idea that my dad gives me. I contact my local CBS news station. They have a segment dedicated to helping out people in the community, and they're thrilled to help out a disabled veteran, especially after they hear about the BS that I have gone through. The reporter comes to my house and does a 5-minute interview that is aired that Monday night. I cite the fact that these companies are paid for by the government using taxpayers' money, and they're screwing over service members, and that's about it. Nothing really exciting or anything, but it worked wonders. The next morning, the vice president of the company calls me and makes sure that I get my money wired to my account before the end of the day. Finally, I'm done with these a-holes. But now it gets even better. The military has been notified of the story, and a colonel from the Marine Corps headquarters in the Pentagon calls me the next day, and I explain everything that happened for him. He thanked me for the information and says that he'll be following up with me later. A week later, he calls back and informs me that the company had lost its contract with the military and is undergoing further investigation by the military. So not only did they get terrible publicity for my story being run on CBS, they also lost what I assume had to be a very lucrative contract with the military that was probably paying them well above regular price from what they would originally charge. All in all, it took months of patience and keeping my cool, and making sure that I had a solid paper trail of evidence that showed I had given them every opportunity to do things right, and they had effed me over every time. I had just moved cross-country for a job with my girlfriend, and found a nice apartment in the suburbs. Building was nice, staff seemed fine, everything seemed in order. After unloading all of our boxes and organizing clothes on the floor, we decided to take a break and grab dinner. In the middle of our meal, I got a call from the building saying that we had a fire in our apartment. Later found out that the sprinkler pipe burst and triggered a fire alarm. I rushed back to find 3 to 5 inches of water and a massive hole in the ceiling leaking water everywhere. All of my stuff was ruined, including all of my clothes, my piano, multiple computers, electronics, everything was gone. I did have renter's insurance, but found myself living out of a hotel until the repairs were made. Fast forward 2 weeks. I'm still living out of a hotel after the building claimed they would have my place fixed in a week. I go in to inspect the place, and there's black mold all over the walls and ceilings. Obviously not a livable space even after repairs. I'm communicating with the property manager, who keeps brushing me off and saying everything will be fine. It won't take much longer. I mention breaking my lease, and she snaps, claiming I have no grounds to do that and they'll sue me if I do. So, I work in digital marketing, in real estate actually. I have a follow-up meeting with her boss in an hour, and decide to do some research into their URL. Their website name is the full name of the residence, which is pointlessly long. I find the .net available for purchase, as well as multiple iterations of shorter URLs which presumably have higher search volumes. I spend $50 and buy them all up. Then I call a lawyer buddy and talk to them about how to use language that will avoid sounding like extortion if I make them buy these back. I walk into the meeting and tell the GM that I want out of the lease immediately. I also say that I want my time off work to be compensated for all meals, and given a few $1,000s for the inconvenience of living out of a hotel for weeks. She literally laughs in my face and tells me I have no legal grounds. That's when the most satisfying moment of my life happens. I slide over the who-is information of all the URLs. She doesn't understand what she's looking at. I tell her I purchased these domain names for this property. I'm planning on building a website that explains my story, and including links to your local competitors for free on the homepage of the site. I let her know what I do for a living, and hand over an SEO audit I pulled for free on the internet of their current site, and explain their poor performance. I let her know that I'll have this website outperforming them within a matter of months with links to competitive properties and my story at the top. Her face drops, and she's white as a ghost. She has me wait until she gets her lawyer on the phone. I explain everything to the lawyer, being very careful with the language I use. We settle on $5,000 for all the websites, no bad reviews ever, and they break the lease. A week later, when the check comes in, I transfer the domains to a very confused IT person who wants to know why I have URLs of their company name. The lesson in all of this: buy good renter's insurance and don't let landlords push you around. And that, my friends, is the end of today's stories. Did you have fun? I know I did. Hit that thumbs up button if you smiled at least once. Comment below if you want to help support my channel. And if you're new here, you already know what I'm gonna say. Smash that, hit that, no, that's not the right one either. Lightly touch that subscribe button. And I'll see you all tomorrow.